Welcome to Collecting Consciousness, where we aim to capture the ever-expanding and evolving conscious creations that originate from the minds of fellow podcasters, strangers, dear friends, and loved ones.
In this podcast, we will expand on our inner wisdom and a coming home to self. From our conscious minds to yours, we welcome you to the Collecting Consciousness. Welcome into Collecting Consciousness. The Burlesque series continues, and at last, it is also our last interview of the Burlesque series. So let's give some snaps to all the Burlesque performers, and let's welcome in our newest guest. This big boy loves whipping his hair and confronting some gender societal norms. He can go from rough to delicate, from silly to sexy, with a bit of amateur theater and circus background, and as well as aerial training. He likes to call himself a Burlesque performer. He has a question to all the people. Can you bear all this, honey? Welcome, Guigo Bear.
Yay!
Hello.
How are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you, girls?
We're doing good. We're good. Welcome. Okay, so I'm going to just start off with that first question we were just chatting with before. Where did the name come from, Guigo Bear?
So, Gigo it's a childhood nickname that I didn't use to like it. I'm not sure why. And it was probably something silly that I said that I didn't want people to call me that. And then my father made everybody not call me that. And now I'm just bringing it back in a different way, under different circumstances. And bear, it comes because I'm a big boy, and then the bear community, and so it's just a way of putting two parts of myself in it. So that's it.
It's also like a reclamation. You're taking back your power.
Yes. And then taking back something that belongs to me, and feeling good about it this time. And then also about reclaiming of being a big boy and being a bear and enjoying it and liking it and just, yeah.
Embracing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Was there any part of Guigo, the Guigo when you were a child, that felt like it was like you were embarrassed or like you were getting picked on? Is that what the kind of notion behind it?
I remember that once my brother called me Guigo, and I was annoyed, but I was probably just annoyed with my brother for a reason that I didn't want him to call me Guigo, some silly thing that I'm not even 100% sure. And I had an uncle who used to call me Guigo. And then when I told my parents that I didn't want my brother calling me Guigo, he was like, "Oh, we're going to tell your uncle to not call you because if you don't it was a very respectful thing of my parents,
Yeah, very kind.
Very kind, yes, but then I was no, in my mind, I like when my uncle called me Guigo.
Yeah.
It's just my brother that I like. It was just a silly thing of kid, and then I stood up with that, so no one called me Guigo moving forward, and yeah, and now it's just embracing again and reclaiming that thing, yeah.
I love that. And with your burlesque career, where did it begin? How did you start finding this Guigo Bear within you?
Yeah, so I started going to the studio in Moncton, the aerial arts and fitness studio. And because I was looking for a place to exercise and something that I really enjoyed. And I've done some circus classes before. I've never done pole before. The studio was the first place. But anyway, I started going to the studio, and then they have a showcase, a annual showcase that they do. Which next to this following Saturday.
Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah, there'll be another one. But anyway, so I did a first performance there. And it's interesting because it's family friendly. So it's not a burlesque show. It's a family friendly performance, but I consider that the performance that I did there was a family friendly burlesque performance. I started with like a pajama, and I removed it, but I had a full outfit underneath the performance. But now looking back on how I created that performance and how I felt about it, which was for me about feeling good about myself, feeling good with my body. So I consider that burlesque performance. And after I did that, the owner of the studio and Jacinda, and the instructors, people were complimenting me a lot, and I felt really good about that performance. And then after that, I found out about the burlesque shows and the performances, and the same year I applied to 2 more shows, and I got in. And then I went a bit crazy about it. Like I had like kind of a lot in my mind. I was like, well, I'm doing this and then I'm stopping. I used to joke with Jacinda saying that I was going to retire after that. But yeah, here I am still doing it. And still having lots of fun. And that's how I got into this world. Yeah.
How many years ago was that?
Oh, 1.5 years.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. Last year was my first year, like when I first started doing it.
Oh,
And yeah, and especially I work in the construction field.
uh-huh.
I'm more in the office, but it's still construction. I go to job sites and stuff, and I meet people, and so yeah, I would get a lot in my mind, like, what if people find out, and what if, one of the reasons why when I do burlesque, I have a mask. My character, I'm always wearing a mask, and I know people would recognize me. It's just a way that I feel safer and I feel more comfortable in exposing myself. Gives me this sense of, okay, people don't know me, and I can let go a little bit more, and it's been a lot an often topic in my therapy about like this mixed feelings of liking it and enjoying it and being worried about if it can affect my career, somehow, which I don't think it would, but it's just that's why I don't have my camera on here. I have an Instagram profile that it's locked, and I post a few things, but I very much control who I allow to follow me and stuff like that, just to keep everything apart on. So it won't, I will feel safe and feel comfortable about exposing myself, you know?
Mhm. Do you think there will ever be a time where you feel that you can fully be well, not as hidden, I guess is the word, in the burlesque world? Do you think there'll ever be a time where you could just, step fully into it and have others just say, um, or it not affect your job, I guess, or affect like those that you interact with in the professional world? Do you envision a time like that, or?
Yeah, so I'm not sure, and I don't see that in the near future.
Yeah.
Um, and it's just I don't feel fully comfortable, you know?
Hmm.
And it's funny because like we are talking about like when we talk about burlesque and we think about undressing ourselves, and that's very often in the burlesque performances, but people only undress as much as they feel comfortable, you know?
Right.
And this is a part of undressing me, that I will only undress as much as I feel comfortable. And
Mhm.
if I never feel comfortable to fully have people knowing that I do burlesque, I'm in peace with that as well, because I need to feel comfortable with that as well, you know? And I know it's part of me being afraid of what people will think, but I know that it's part of me worried about my career, and I just respect my fears as well, you know?
Hmm. Hmm.
And even like, I've never told my parents know that I go to these burlesque shows that my friend organize, and sometimes I don't perform, but I'm always involved, and I'm always telling Jacinda, like, if I'm not performing and you need someone to work on the show, like, let me know. You can always count on me. So like my parents know that I go, but they don't know that I perform.
Mm.
And it's something that I've already considered, like, oh, I would like to tell them.
Hmm.
But I also have like this mixed feelings, like, oh, and I know it's on my mind, and I know it's something that I wish I could feel more comfortable, but I also think that I need to respect myself and undress myself as much as I feel comfortable
Yeah, it
with.
sounds like you're honoring yourself
Hmm.
for where
Yeah.
you are on your journey.
And it really, something like in the beginning, like that's why I was telling even Jacinda, like, oh, I'm retiring, I'm doing this, and I'm retiring after that, and I don't know. And there was topics on my therapy, like how anxious I would feel about thinking about this, you know, and I know that like it's possible that people would not even care,
Hmm.
but if I'm not feeling comfortable, I'm not putting myself under a stress, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, and it's not that I feel ashamed of it or anything like that. It's just how I feel, you know, and I think it's okay too.
Yeah. I know I was
Huh.
just feeling into that a little bit. Is it because of being is it the male component in that realm that makes it taboo or more taboo? I'm just like feeling into, what exactly about it other than the obvious it's burlesque. And
Yeah, yeah,
that's definitely the obvious, thing for most people probably. I just didn't know if there's any additional layers that make it like even more challenging for you to feel, yeah, comfortable.
yeah. I don't know, because when I started working in where I'm working now, I remember like it took me a while to tell people that I do pole dance, that take pole dance class and stuff like that, just because you don't know the type of company you're working in, how it could affect, how people could. Um, and even though they knew I'm gay and that was never an issue, and people there are very nice, it's still just how sometimes I feel. I think it's like traumas that I carry from being gay and how long it took me to be able to and it's not only telling people that like coming out of the closet, but like how long it took me to accept myself. And then there is all these other layers, like I see burlesque as an art, a form of art performance. It's not just people naked on stage. It's people feeling good about themselves and bringing topics, because burlesque performance, it can be sexy, yes, but it can also be funny. Like there are lots of layers, of what a performance can be. And but in society, it's still, I feel for some people it's still a taboo, and maybe even for me, because again, I'm thinking about what people are thinking and how that bothers me. And I've been doing therapy, and I have anxiety, and I just found out recently that my anxiety comes from me wanting to be perfect and not accepting my flaws. And then in lots of different ways in my life. And not that I think some of these things are flaws, but just how other people, like how I think of what people think about me, and how I care about doing a good job, about being a good son, about how much I want to be perfect. And like, I've been understanding that we can never be perfect, and there is not right or wrong. But it's a process, and all of us are on our own process. And I'm understanding my process and what I can do or not, but how I also need to be nice to myself and to respect my own process.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's making sense, but
no, it is 100%. And I'm curious, with your anxiety, have you noticed, as you've done the burlesque shows, have you noticed some of those anxieties shifting a little bit? Like, have you seen yourself grow in any aspects where, yes, you still have a mask and it makes you feel safe and it gives you that support and you are deciding what needs to be shared, but have you seen yourself grow as you've gotten on the stage a few times?
Oh, 100%. Like, even by last year, when I was saying that, I was like, oh, I'm retiring, I'm not doing this anymore. It's too much stress, too much on my mind. But last year, before both, because I did the studio thing and then 2 burlesque performances, the process of when was getting close to the show, I would get terrified or lots would come to my mind and my fears. And but after I performed, like the feeling of being on stage and doing what I've been rehearsing and having fun and letting go was so good that by October, when I did my last show last year, after I was like, I cannot stop. It's part of who I am. I
Yeah.
like it. I enjoy it. I don't do it like, of course, I like the attention as well, but I like creating,
Mhm.
and I like what I do. And sometimes I come because sometimes I get on my mind because I am a man doing burlesque, which is not that common. There are lots of men who does, but it's um, more often you find women. And then I would go on my mind that because I'm a man doing burlesque, people already like it because it's a man.
Right.
So, because I see, like I have lots of friends in the burlesque and community here, and I see them. I'm like, they are amazing. They do just this incredible performances and outfits and stuff. And I watch, and I'm mesmerized, and I'm like, I'm not all of that, And people compliment me, and I'm just like, no, I'm just a man doing burlesque, Um, but then I'm like, I started to realize, no, like it's not. I don't need to be so critical on myself. I've been
Mhm.
doing it just for like 1 year now. I'm just starting, and again, for me, it's not something. It's part of who I am. It's something I want to keep doing, but it's because it makes me feel good. It's not.
Right.
I have friends that they were like, "Oh, I would like to have this as a full-time job," and I'm like, "No, I like my job. I like what I do. Um, this is just another part in my life that I can express myself. I can." Um,
Create.
create. I can use my creativity, and if this were a job, would I enjoy it as much as I enjoy it right now? Because it's not a job. I
Mhm.
could. I don't know, but it's so interesting, like, and the community itself, like how many people you meet that they are willing to help you and take their time and be there for you and watch you rehearse and go with you, like, um, help you put up your outfit together and stuff like that. That is just
Mhm.
amazing. How many really, really good friends I've done I've made since I started the burlesque into getting into this burlesque. Anyway, it's
Supportive. It's very supportive.
yes.
Yeah. I would say that's one of the common threads that I would gather from this series is that you all mentioned the support and then this radical acceptance of everybody that I think
Mhm.
is really special. I think that's definitely a common thread that everybody has mentioned, and it's just a really special thing, I think, to find a community of people that radically accept you for who you are and
Yeah,
yeah, are willing there to be there for you in all those times of anxiety or creation or all of from A to Z. It's really neat. It's really
yeah. And
special.
when I was starting, like, some people offered me help, um, and I didn't even knew them that much.
Mhm.
It was uh, like just the support that you get from people that you are not that close, that they'll just look at you and see, like, oh, do you need help with these? It's just
Hmm. Yeah.
uh, yeah, it's just amazing. I can't even describe. I don't even have words for that.
Oh, it's priceless.
Yeah,
Priceless and wordless.
yeah.
I have
It's
a
a
question.
feeling.
Yeah. I have a question, just kind of rewinding a little bit to I'm curious, do you have any history with like being in theater or dance or anything like that? Like, or is this just something that was like buried in you that got like just
Yeah, so
Buried
um,
in him.
buried? Yeah.
so when I was a kid, I would say that I wanted to be an actor.
Okay.
But I've never done theater as a kid. Back in Brazil, whenever like uh, I had opportunity of like dancing, and like I was very into dancing when I was a kid, um, and when there was like theater plays in school or whatever, I would enjoy that. And I grew up in a religion in Brazil. Nowadays, like I don't consider myself a religious person. I think what I think is I'm trying to be a better person to me and to the others.
Mhm.
And that's what I believe. Um, but when I was part of this, like I would be very into um I became like one of like the we had like some type of leaderships and stuff, and I was like really into the religious and the religion, and we had like encounters with is it this the right word, encounter, like
I'm not sure.
In
Like,
what
it's
sense?
yeah, say the rest of it.
it's like we'd go to a school and stay in 2-3 days there, and would sleep in the school and have activities, and um
And you were like the leader of the group kind of thing?
well,
Or no?
not the leader, like there are lots of different types of leadership.
Uh-huh.
But we would do at a certain point, we would do had theater and stuff. And I remember like I made a very good group of friends that every year we would do the theater.
Mhm.
And it was not professional, it was amateur, but for like all of us back then, no one had professional experience, and we would put things together that was very nice, and we enjoyed it a lot. And there was even a year that I started taking some circus classes.
Cool.
And then even in that group, I took those circus classes, and then we were doing like a theater, and then I included with them some circus activities and things like that I learned because of the circus. And so yeah, like I have a bit of experience, but it comes from a very amateur place, like
Also
uh,
sounds natural too.
Yeah.
yeah,
Something within you coming out.
yeah, for sure. Like it's just being able to release this creativity energy, and putting things together and having ideas, and it's just so nice, like the process. I love the process of creating.
Mm.
Sometimes I get annoyed with it because
The perfectionist comes out in you.
yeah, a bit. And then like not being able to make things the way I imagine, sometimes it's a bit frustrating. But that's fine, like at the end of the day, when I finish, I'm like, I did what I could with the amount of time that I had,
Yeah.
with the ability and the support that I was able to get.
Mm-hmm.
and that's it, you know. Like when I finish, I always look and I'm like, okay, I could change this, I could have this better, I could, there is always place to grow, and I try to criticize like what I can improve, but also being self-conscious that I did the best that I could with the resources that I had.
Thank you for tuning in to Collecting Consciousness.
We're so grateful that you've been on this journey with us so far.
And we look forward to seeing where we are going to expand, curate, and collect.
So if you haven't already liked, subscribed, or shared our content, and you feel called to do so, we would so deeply appreciate it. From our souls to your soul, and our hearts to your minds. We are collecting consciousness.
Yeah.
Being gentle on oneself.
Yeah. And even like, again, I will always come back at this because like the support and like when we're creating and we talk to people and we show like, oh, this is my idea, can you come see me rehearsing? And then we will talk to each other, give ideas, help guiding, you know, on what the person is trying to create. Is I feel those moments are the best, like when you're rehearsing with someone that can see what you're doing and help you with your idea. Anyway, it's just magical.
I was just going to say that that's magical. And the last time I seen you was when we were in class together on the open night and you were trying to learn how to do the worm and everybody was helping you. Did you figure it out?
Oh, no, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't figure it out. And I'm probably not putting that in my routine, or I might just put it just to be funny, something that I cannot do. Because, yeah, and just I'm performing at the studio, and we have a group routine that we rehearsed a lot and put something together. And I'm working on a solo performance that I just want to be silly, fun, go crazy about it. I'm probably after we finish here, I'll run some ideas on my mind, but I'm like, I will just mostly have fun, and what comes of it, that's it. I don't want to be perfect. I don't want to overthink. I don't want to over rehearse it. People might like it, people might not like it, and I'm not gonna care what they will think about it. This is gonna be my moment of doing something that I've practiced, not as much as I'd like to when I'm not that I'm not taking it serious. It's just I'm using it as a way of working on not being perfect and not having to be perfect, you know?
Yeah, I felt that.
So, yeah.
And like that's truly that is growth. I was somebody was teaching me about growth mindset, and it truly is like it's not to be the best, it's to just watch ourselves improve. And when we have this perfectionist way, we'll sometimes stop doing things because we can't do it. But when we come in with that growth mindset, it's like watching ourselves like inch an inch, and then you continue to grow and get better. And it's because you haven't given up and you've seen yourself make those small growth patterns. So that's exciting. I'm excited for you to practice not being perfect and to like, you know, sit in that and see what it feels like in the body. And I'm sure it's going to showcase with people and the support that they're all going to love it. That's what I feel.
Yeah, and that's it. I want to expose myself to the uncertainty.
Yes.
It's and again, like I don't think people would be rude at me, but it's possible that they don't like, and that's fine. Like it's fine, you know. after realizing that I'm not perfect, and we judge ourselves and we are so harsh on ourselves, but then, like, if it were a friend, when it's a friend, we are very supportive to our friends, to the people who love.
Mm-hmm.
We don't care. We don't feel bad. We're like, oh, that's okay, like, and why aren't we this nice to ourselves? And sometimes we are mad with people when we have disagreements, but because people said something that was true. Sometimes people say something that it's true and we get mad, but like, the person is not being mean. It's just the truth, or it's just their opinion, and that's fine. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if it's just a matter of an opinion of liking or not liking something, it's fine and it's okay. Like, it has been helping me a lot, understanding that the same way I am in my process and in my journey, other people are as well.
Mm-hmm.
And there will be things that it's not comfortable for ourselves, but most of people who we meet are doing the best they can. Oh, but that's a terrible thing to do, but it's the best they can,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And the same way myself, I've done things and I look back and I'm like, oh my God, why did I do that? It was the best I could back then.
Yeah.
If I keep looking back and keep feeling bad, like, it's not gonna change. It's done. I have to look
Grace.
and change it, and it's tough. It's hard, but it's growth.
Yeah, truly. Grace and gentleness. And it's, it is a sick joke that we can often go be harsh on ourselves. And like you said, we don't treat our friends the way we treat ourselves sometimes. So I think that truly is a potent message right there, is to really have grace and be gentle in ourselves, and see where you can grow, and look forward. Always show up as your best, and the best changes every day.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and we don't know, like, we don't see how much of a difference we do in other people's lives, like,
Mm-hmm.
because we see people and we're like, oh my God, those people are amazing, like, how they change, and we don't know what they did. Like, they don't know what they do to us that make us like them and make us feel good sometimes. And we do the same things to other people, and sometimes we don't even notice. And it can be a word, it can be a joke. Like, I'm a very, how can I say? I'm very joyful and playful type of person who is always joking around. And I have a coworker, and the other day he was just telling me how much it helps at work, that you have someone that is joking around, is interacting, is doing stuff. Like today at work, there was a moment that I just got up and I was telling this silly dad joke to people. So I went to people's office and I was like just telling them that joke. And it's no realizing those things, like how much we can inspire people as well,
Mm-hmm.
the same way that we are very often inspiring people. Yeah, it's just I just love that about burlesque as well,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that for you as well as other burlesque performers that we've interviewed. It's like the stage is truly this container that you can show up in and use for your personal growth and transformation in life. And I think that is so invaluable to have those containers to experience that in, because otherwise, we can all day long think about the things that we want to change about ourselves or that we want to work on. And it's almost like until the rubber meets the road, you don't really get that integration and that practice and that and that allowance to experience that thing that you want to shift. And so I think that's really special and really important that you also seize the opportunity to take the stage as your container to grow and evolve. I think that's amazing. And you're not the only one, which is so cool. And I felt like when I watched the performers perform in the burlesque show I went to, that's one of the things that I was really tapping into. Like, oh my God, like there is so much healing that's going on this. There has to be, like, there's no way that you really get up there and you feel, I mean, maybe you're that naturally confident and like just totally like this, I don't know, this human that's like, I don't know what the word is. I want to say indestructible, but I don't think that's the right word. But you're just human that like just gives no Fs. But I'm pretty sure most of us give an F somewhere in our psyche,
in our journey,
our body. Yeah, like somewhere you give a fuck. And so it's just like, I think it's just, that's what I felt when I watched it. So it's been really cool to discover that in each interview, that there is that level of container that you can just show up in and grow, and that a lot of you are seizing that opportunity, which I think is really great. So great.
And that's one of the things that I got really got me into, is like and it started before burlesque and also with burlesque, when I started going to the studio and I would see people that look like me, people that look different than me, and all type of people with all different backgrounds, and go into the studio and just having fun, and the kindness that the instructors have. Like, you go to a class, you will not leave feeling that you cannot do something, and then when you're like, oh, I can't do this, and they say, yet you cannot do this yet, like, and it's so nice how much people support each other there, and the small accomplishments. And then I also felt that in the burlesque community, how people will support each other, and you go to a show and you see all types of bodies, all different types of people, and again with different backgrounds, and it's so magical to see the performers, and you see someone, oh my God, look at this performer and how they have this very dancey moves and backgrounds, and you see another one who has this different skill that they add to their performance, and it's everything so beautiful and rewarding.
Yeah, and another common thread with that is the studio. Like, shout out to the studio, because the empowerment, the support, the loving energy that is in that studio, like, I felt it as soon as I went. And you're right, like, you can't do it yet, but you'll be able to do it. Keep showing up, keep trying. They've got our back. They're spotting us, and they're here to like constantly. I'm going to shout out to Natalia every time you're in class, and she's just like, yes, queen. Yes, you got it. Like, and that's fucking, it helps. It's medicine. It helps us. It keeps us motivated. Like, I remember when I switched over from intro to level 1 pole class, and I was like, damn, what a shift. It's much harder, but I was like, the first couple of classes, I was like, whoo, I am not getting it, but I know. I was like, have patience, keep being consistent. And now I'm fucking climbing up over those poles, like doing things that I wasn't able to do a month and a half ago. But it's the support of that place. That's a beautiful energy in that studio.
Mhm. Yeah, it's amazing. I'm like, it's part of my day that I look forward to, like working and like, okay, tonight I have a class that I really like with people that really support. Like it's really a mental health place for me, like a place that I take care of my body and I exercise and I challenge myself, but I also take care of my mind, it's so good. Yeah.
I feel it. I feel it. So, what is next? You have a show on Saturday, and then are there any other shows that you are applying for?
So this year, I have a show Saturday, and then I'm working with Jacinda for a Christmas on a Christmas. I keep saying Jacinda. I don't know if I should say the stage name, but
Yeah. Oh, cayenne pepper.
We have cayenne pepper, but we have shouted out Jacinda many a times.
Yeah, she is. And I keep saying her name, and I haven't mentioned other performers because the list would be so big, and I would have mentioned so many people. But anyway, I'll be doing we are working on a holiday, like a Christmas show, which is not necessarily burlesque. It's more like theater, but maybe with some burlesque. Like we're on the process of creating it, and I think there are like around 10 people involved, and it's like a bigger project, and I'm really excited about it.
That's exciting.
Yeah. And then I'm also, I was going to apply for a Halloween show here in Moncton. So far, I haven't seen, they're not organizing, but I've heard that there might be something, so I'm waiting. So I might do a Halloween, because last year what got in my mind was having to create lots of stuff, because creating an act takes so long.
Yeah.
So this year is like, okay, I'm not creating anything. I'm only doing things that I have already created, so I can just work on it. But then I end up creating stuff. But then in my mind, I was like, no, it's a group routine. I'm doing stuff with the group. It's easier. But yeah, so far I have this now and then in December. But maybe something in October. We'll see how things go. If someone put up a Halloween show, then I'll try to apply. We'll see how that goes. But yeah.
So stay tuned.
Yes.
Cool. And so it feels like you're going to continue evolving as a performer. Is that the plan?
Yes.
Out of retirement.
I couldn't. I tried to retire, but
you're back in.
And I have so many ideas of things that I want to work on. Like usually because my way of creating my process is like storytelling. So like in my mind, I have a story that I'm telling, and I know people might understand the way I create it or might not. But I have like 2 or 3 performances that are like, oh, I'd like to do this, I can do that, I can use this song. I don't even have a place to perform them, but whenever the moment feels right, I can put things together and work, take them out of my head and bringing it to real life. But yeah, I will definitely keep doing it, and and just have fun and grow.
Beautiful. The
Awesome.
creation continues.
Yes, yes. I cannot not do it.
So we like to ask our viewer, or we like to ask our interviewee, what is the message that is on your heart that you would like to share to your fans, to the viewers?
My fans. It's,
You got fans. You got fans.
Oh yeah.
um, oh, it's just because it's what I've been working on myself. And just take it easy. Take it easy on you. Take it easy on other people. Take it easy on life. Relax. Slow it down. Sometimes we are rushing through things and we're rushing through life. And are we enjoying the process? Is it light? Is it playful? Is it joyful? It's not always gonna be easy and beautiful. And for some people, it's harder than others. But life has its ups and downs, and it'll always have. So let's try to enjoy it, even the downs, because there are things that it's out of our reach and we will not be able to control it as we want to. So let's just trust in the process, trust in the universe or in your God, whatever you call this energy, let's just trust and take it easy.
Beautifully said. Beautifully said.
Yeah, that's a perfect message for everybody. Everybody listening. I love that. I love that. Well, thank you for being on. Is there anything else that you feel called to share about burlesque or your journey or anything else in closing, I guess, that you feel you put up there?
Do it.
Yeah.
Join,
Common thread.
join our community, try it. And again, burlesque, it goes as far as you want it to go. So, I've seen people doing burlesque that they didn't remove one piece of cloth, and we're talking about burlesque. Like, I have a friend from the studio. She's a performer, but she performs in burlesque shows, but she's an aerialist. So she does the.
Is it Adele?
Adele, yeah.
Yeah.
She I was talking with her, and she goes like, I don't consider myself a burlesque performer, but she performs and she does beautiful, beautiful performances, and she's part of our burlesque community, even though she doesn't consider herself a burlesque performer. So like embrace your creativity and join us in this community that is very welcoming to everybody and everybody who wants to try it. So yeah.
Oh yeah, I feel it. Yeah, I fangirl out at Adele in class, and just in class last night. She was doing some move, and I was like, "Fuck, she's so good. Yeah. She is so strong." And then I just got her on social media last week, and I creeped her page. I was like, "Wow." I didn't realize she was performing, and I was like, "Wow, she's insane. She's unreal."
She and I can lots of people at the studio that I
so talented.
I look forward so much on how they and and some don't even perform, like they just go to the studio and
Yeah.
but it's so nice. It's so good. And yeah, the ability of embracing our creativity, and I try to bring as many friends as I can to the studio. Whenever they show
Amazing.
any interest to any type of class, like I took a friend to a stretch to the flexibility class, and I took friends to aerial hoop, floor work, like
So many classes to choose from.
yeah, yeah, because it's such a nice place to be, in my opinion. And for what,
I
like, I have
agree.
friends who went and they're like, no, it's not for me, and that's totally fine, you know. Um, but I feel like just trying and getting out of your comfort zone, for a different type of class, it's so cool. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you once again. It was such a pleasure getting to chat deep with you today. I feel like this was quite a deep resonance for many people. So thank you for your heart. Thank you for your vulnerability, and thank you for sharing at the utmost of who you are. Guys, this is the end of the Burlesque series. Thank you for joining along. It was a wild ride. It was beautiful. We are most likely going to do a recap of this, of all of the series. So stay tuned for just a little bonus episode of the Burlesque series. The performers were endless. They were full of talent, full of heart, and we are just so happy to be able to hear their stories. So thank you once again. And till the next time, we are collecting consciousness. I'll hand it over to you, Bethany.
Oh, you said it so perfectly, really. Thank you, Guigo Bear, for just ending us on such a beautiful, heartfelt, deep, vulnerable, and full of wisdom note. So really appreciate it. And yeah, this whole series was just a gem, and I'm so happy and grateful we got to do it. So everybody go check it out. Please share it, like it, subscribe, and yeah, we'll see you for the recap.
Bye, guys.
Bye bye. Thank you.
Bye.